Try to show you some more sports content, pretty much. Show you the top moments of Jenny and Jason if we know about Kobe Bryant. More top moments of all time, as far as dunking over the worst matchup and the easier matchup. Here we go, here we go. Okay. Okay, guys, here we go. Top Jenny moments and Jason moments of all time. Me conquering here. Here we go, here we go. Right over Henny and a foul. So that's when you're only 5'3" and then you try to get yourself to guard that match. You can't guard that matchup. Watch what happens to Henny. Here we go. The rejection, the Mr. Son. So much for me turning the ball over. All NBA defensive team. 15-time All NBA defensive NBA record that he still holds. LeBron don't even have that record either. LeBron ain't gonna catch that record too, Mr. Francis either. Over Mr. Francis and Mr. Son cooking. Indeed. Over Mr. Francis and Mr. Son. I can shoot it. Like reminiscent of nostalgic. Here we go like a demon. Indeed, yeah. Henny doesn't run. Over Mr. Francis and Mr. Son. Don't learn again. The reason why Mr. Francis can't guard me either. Yes, I did. Not a fair fight. Because Henny was sat in that restricted area. Purposely. Just think he wasn't going to get dunked on. You just got dunked on. That's NBA fat hit to Mr. Francis and Mr. Son. Both shorter guys. And I'm above y'all home. That's why I didn't get surpassed 6 foot, because I'm dealing with the warfare on my grandmother's end. That's why. And my father was average height, but he was a bigger guy. He was a super heavyweight. The reason why I have his genetics, we could want to kind of jumping too as well. Not a fair fight. What I did to Mr. Son and Mr. Francis while I was dunking over shorter guys. And I jump height, like I said, I jump height classes. It's even with my current weight cut, and I still put it over y'all, over that J y'all, and I cook Henny and Mr. Son and Mr. Francis all day long. All day. And look at the NBA 2K24 game, it wasn't that big. Tough shot over Mr. Francis. Cooking. Mr. Francis, Mr. Son. Just jade. Henny. Circuit shot like Jenny. Like Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis. Somehow was able to put it in. How did I do that like Jenny and Jason having nostalgic? I jump height classes. I meant to have to tell you that. Mr. Francis would have fell for that, and Henny would have fell for that too as well. I'm going to show you that play again, why Mr. Francis cannot guard these 6'6" guys, these demigods when it comes to Jason and Jenny. Knowing that Jenny was that height, my wife is a teenager, and why he couldn't guard Jason either. If I made Jason in the basketball, lucky that basketball game wasn't that big. If it wasn't for that basketball game being big, being 113 gigabytes, I would have probably got the game in A2K24. It's a game too big for my external hard drive on Microsoft. It's too big. It would take most of my space that I need to install games, pretty much. Just watch how he did it, though. If I know I'm catching Mr. Son in that restricted area, because they put it over his homeboy in the process, pump fake it, and then put it right over him, and still was there to lay it home. Watch what happens. Homeboy, and right over Henny. Henny really missed of a stat like a demon. Indeed, like a demon. Not fair. Fantastic. Now Henny wants to guard me. Tough shot over Mr. Francis, cooking, and over Mr. Son too. Goodbye. Pretty much. He was drafted by the Hornets too, Mr. Frank. I told you, he was drafted by the Hornets, just that Gene made a desperate ass trade. Over to Henny and Mr. Son. Henny and Mr. Francis as well. True NBA fathead. Like a demon. Oh, man. Like Red Mitchell of a nostalgic. This is with my good case move. Tough shot case move over Mr. Son. How did I do that? Left-handed shot. Even Justin at CTB said, how does he make these shots, man? You can't question myself, but I am the better shooter than you. Over Henny and the foul. The acrobatic finish over Mr. Son and the foul. And he pushed me down after the fact. Bucket didn't call technical one, man. I'm like, come on, Henny, what you doing? Mr. Francis. Time out for Mr. Francis because he can't guard. He's 5'1". Here we go. This is over the worst matchup, too. Serving up a facial on the easier matchup in Henny indeed, and the worst matchup that was Henny's homeboy in the process. Indeed. Not a fair fight. I do play to win in the basketball game. I don't show mercy in basketball. I don't. This is over. Henny for about a shorter guy. Tough shot. Cooking, Mr. Son. Not a fair fight. This is what happens when you play to win, not play to lose, Henny being in that restricted area. Acrobatic. Over Henny. You see what this did to Henny right there? Yeah. Acrobatic as it gets, like Rhea Mitchell. It's like a demon. I got this. Rhea Mitchell got this. Like a demon, yeah. Stick it up over Henny and win the game. Oh, Henny. Not fair. Like a demon. And able to put the game winner through. Mr. Francis as well. You fell for that, and your homeboy fell for that too. Oh, fantastic. Was fantastic. If Mr. Francis fell for it, you're 5'1". Double pump fake. 2 double pump fakes. And hammers it home. Like Rhea Mitchell in the style. And I tip it in like a demon, Mr. Francis. Indeed. Not a fair fight. With my offense because of versatility. Not a fair fight, Mr. Francis. You can't guard me. I jump height classes. Told you that. Not a fair fight to Henny either because he can't guard these matchups. He would rather sit in that restricted area. Which is going to lead to his team losing. Like Mr. Francis tips it in like me. Rhea Mitchell, I'm nostalgic like a demon. I was that good with Jenny and Jason. I'm nostalgic. Over Henny and the foul. With my fingers broke. So much for that. I am God. I am hell. I'm nostalgic. Rhea Mitchell dunks over a demon dunks over Henny and the foul. Speed demon. Big D and the foul. Not fair, man. Over Henny and Mr. Son. Ooh. I do play to win in this game. I do. I think John wouldn't watch me see play basketball, wouldn't you think? Got J2P. You can't double me. Watch what I just did to Henny and Mr. Francis. Put some English on it, mate. Come on now. This is not fair. Sorry, Henny, as well. Into your homeboy to a double NBA fathead. Instant replay edition. Not fair. Euro step and the foul. Just Jade Henny again. You don't learn, Henny. I do take over games. I know how to take over. Henny, indeed. A Statue of Liberty on the. That's not fair. This is when you're in that restricted area, too. I got this because Mr. Francis don't learn either. 5'1". Here we go by Jenny. Indeed, Mr. Francis. I do play to win this game. Mr. Francis don't because he can't guard these matchups. Mr. Francis again. Come on, man. This is not fair. Come on. Great as it gets. Not fair, man. Sorry, Mr. Francis. You ain't gonna dunk over me. No, indeed, Mr. Francis. You're 5'1", man. Shut up. Rejection. This is a tough shot over Henny, because Henny's gonna be all over. Get off me, Henny. Tough shot with the shot clock running down and the game clock running down. Tie game. So much for that, Henny. All over me, and I still J you. Like Coach Carter said, CCBC. No matter what you do against Cal, he's gonna cook you all day, for sure. Maybe what Coach Carter said, CCBC. You know, tough shot. As he would say, what a shot. Because with the more handed shots I was doing, now you see where I get my builds from for NBA 2K and wrestling from for the win, Mr. Francis. At the buzzer, Mr. Francis. You can't guard me. Jenny and Jason had to say to you, not fair. It's over. Because Mr. Francis don't run, I got this, Brother Silky. To Mr. Francis. And a foul. Over Henny and Mr. Francis. Banks it in. I didn't call bank, though. I banks in a 3. I didn't call bank, though. Win the game. Jason and Jenny had to say to you, pure greatness, Mr. Francis. Kobe Bryant was the closest to Jordan. Now, I don't give a damn what you say about LeBron either. You're a LeBron fanboy. Right to Brother Silky. Hammers at home to Brother Silky 88. Of course, I'm passing on. He is already a dunker, though, mate. Brother's Asian, man. Like, come on. He's already a dunker. We already know he can shoot it. Like, come on. Mr. Francis, die to your homeboy, too, as well. Post-wise, the worst, man. That's super heavyweight. You know, I had those genetics on my father's end, too. That's what you get, too. Euro step right to Brother Silky, who hammers it home. And the foul. I can pass the ball. Not a fair fight what I'm doing to Henry and Mr. Francis in basketball these days, you know? Pretty much. Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis over you. 59 points. Cooking. I am the MVP in the league. Jason and Jenny up in nostalgic. So much for age. 61 points. Ow, my shoulder, Mr. Francis. Over you and your homeboy. Y'all don't learn again. Y'all cannot double me. How many times to tell you that? Over the worst man in the easier matchup. Eurostep, Mr. Francis and Jason. What did we just see from a 5'1" guy? He just got dunked on. And J2 in the process. Right over Henny. NBA Fathead Edition. Woo! Henny, indeed. Talk about elevation like Jason and Jenny went up to the Raptors, indeed. And that was against the worst matchup. That was 7'2" guy, but me doing it against the easier matchup, that's too easy. That's hypeless at its finest. Elevation went up to Henny and put him on a poster as well. So much for a timeout for Henny on that. He called the timeout though. Too late for that though. Took the ball from Henny. You don't run again, Henny. So much for that hustle. Tied the game. 3-on-3 freestyle. Took the ball from Henny because I knew I was going to out-rebound Henny. Shot over Henny. For the win, Mr. Francis cooking. 79 points. Not that many points in this game, but he played like he was going to get 79 points in that game. 81 points, cooking. 75 points, 78 points. I am the MVP in the league. 81 points. Wilt the Gwilt Chamberlain still holds the record to this day with 100 even. I am the GOAT. Whether Mr. Francis like that or not either. But anyways, show you his top 10 moments of all time. Other top 10 was a right over Henny. The easier matchup. Fight Bria Mishma and the foul like a demon. Toy. Big D to Henny and the foul. Right, the brother Silky, who hammers it home over Mr. Francis and the foul. British Asian man, because he's both races, Japanese and British. He's both races. Over, but he already, Brother Silky, he already can dunk it. He can shoot it better though, but we already know he can dunk it. It's too easy for him though to dunk it. I got this, Brother Silky. Henny doesn't learn. Over Mr. Son too. Over Mr. Francis and Mr. Son. I banks it in 3. I didn't call the bank though. I didn't call bank though. Got it off in time. Wasn't easy though. That's how you do it against Mr. Son and Mr. Francis too. What a shot. What Coach Carr said, season. What a shot. I didn't call bank though. Because Henny didn't got a restricted area. Yeah. Hammers at home over Henny. Not fair. Right with Mr. Francis and Henny too. NBA fair. Whoa, Henny indeed. You talk about elevation over Henny. Went up to the Raptors. It's not fair. It's not fair. When I'm doing to Mr. Francis, it's not fair either. But I kind of don't over a 5'1" guy either. Heightless. Right with Mr. Francis. NBA Fair Edition, Mr. Francis. Whoa, Mr. Francis, indeed. Jenny went up to the Raptors. It's not fair. My moves are too good even with mortality injuries. Over Mr. Son, cucking. So much for me all over my face, in my face, Henny. Left me wide open. Henny didn't want to guard this. But me for the win, cucking. Not fair, man. Unbelievable. Henny didn't want to guard me. Henny did guard me on this matchup, but Jenny had to say to you and Jason had to say to you, tied the game, and then Henny left me wide open for the win. By the time Henny tried to guard me, it was too late. Cooking. Thank you, Brother Silky, because Henny doesn't learn, and Mr. Francis too. Mr. Francis doesn't learn either. You just saw what Jenny and Jason does best to a 5'1" guy, and that's roasting when it comes to the Michael Jordans too, indeed. Over Mr. Henny and Henny's homeboy, the worst matchup. Jesus Christ, man. Righteous. With a separated shoulder, I'm not human. 52 points. Now the last 13. Cooking Mr. Francis. 56 points. And counting in BP mode. Show goes on. 58 points, Mr. Francis and Mr. Son. Cooked both of y'all niggas indeed. I back it up when it comes to basketball and football. I do play to win. I don't show mercy. I don't. Even with injuries. 61 points. Even when I pass the ball and do on-ball defend. Give me that, Mr. Francis. Give me that. Sorry, Mr. Francis. You have to learn. And Jay, your homeboy, too. And tie the game. 3-on-3 freestyle. Gotta get a shot off because Henny doesn't learn. For the win over Henny and Mr. Francis. Cooking. Not fair. Tie the game. I had the last 5 points. And force a game 7 if it did go to it's a career game on NBA 2K24, you know. But yeah. This is what I do best. When the ball's in my hands. Tough shot, though. And I made that with ease. Indeed. The show goes on. It's too bad Kobe Bryant's been dead for great, you know. He died in the middle of Capricorn season, you know. I miss that, man. I really do. I really do. Yeah. Yeah. Died in Yeah, Kobe Bryant died in Capricorn season. Miss that, man. I do. Miss that, man. Mr. Francis indeed. Mr. Son indeed as well. Here we go. 18-year-old Jenny and Lin and Luke. Indeed. Here we go. Oh, Mr. Francis indeed. Not a fair fight. It's not fair. Not fair. Mr. Son as well, years later. Without my hair too. Tiger, woo! Yeah. Like a dragon, indeed. Mr. Son, indeed. Avatar: The Last Airbender indeed sneaks over anyone and hammers it home. This is not fair in basketball. It's not. To Mr. Francis, aka Grimmer on the other end, loser. So be it, Mr. Francis. You can't guard me. Mr. Francis. Indeed, the explosion ran himself in the started like a demon. Like a demon. Bastards. I knew. Not a fair fight. What I'm about to do, Mr. Francis. NBA fight. Here we go. Mr. Francis. NBA fathead. Not fair. What I just did to you, I snuck up on you. Sponsored by Amazon Work Services and Google and Android for AI. By Jen, because I'm nostalgic, you don't run again. Time for Mr. Son on that. Like a demon. Brothers. Righteousness. What I'm about to do anyway, here we go. Hey, not fair. Time out for you, and I gotta put you on the NBA fad. Didn't want to get out of the restricted area. This is over the worst man, 7'5" guy. How did I do that too? Jump height classes. Even my current height currently. Open Mr. Francis. What a play of a 5'1" guy. And slams it in the face of Mr. Francis. Time out for you on that. Door love and thunder like an AI. Like Jenny. It's cooking indeed. From my behind the hater edition, yeah. Mr. Francis. God, this Mr. Francis don't run again. Mr. Francis. Yeah, indeed. Like Jenny, like an AI. Oh man, I knew. Bastards, man. It's not fair. Right in the face of Mr. Francis, an emphatic NBA fathead. Right, overhanding too. Not fair, man. You can't double me. Like an AI slams it home with the shot clock running down and hammers it home. Oh, Mr. Francis like a demon head in the foul. Wicked. Wicked. Wicked windmill indeed, Mr. Francis. This is not fair what I'm doing to you. Mr. Francis. Indeed. Indeed. Mr. Francis, you don't run again. Like real, like a dragon. Bastards. It's a quail because Mr. Francis doesn't run either. Mr. Francis. Lights on, bully ball. Ooh, like a dragon indeed. I back it up. Indeed, Mr. Francis. Not fair. Texas Longhorns like Sandy. Texas Longhorns like Sandy. Not fair. Not fair fight at all. Hammers it home. Hit the backboard though. That's a technical foul the way a game. So big. I back it up though. Mr. Francis hammers it home with both hands. So much for double me, Mr. Francis. I told you can't double me with the offhand. Mr. Texas Longhorns on the reverse like Sandy. Not fair. Fight the bayonet wicked in the foul. Damn, Mr. Francis, that's not fair. Wicked. Right in the face of Mr. Son and Mr. Francis. Over Henny and Mr. Francis. Oh, she rises and rips. Right, the rear mission. Thank you, brothers. The rear mission of nostalgic. Oh, what a dunk like a demon. Indeed. It's not fair. Oh, Henny and Mr. Francis and a foul and custom out of the way a game so big. That's Longhorns like saying and a foul. Like a dragon. Bastards, I knew it. I tell you. Because, well, above the rim from Brother Circuit. Brother know how to pass it to me. Exclamation point to Henny. Sorry, Henny. That was with a punch off right here. I'm not human, though. Right to Mr. Francis. Die. Right to Zon. Like, Zon to Henny. You don't run again with the good hand either. Indeed, Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis fought an emphatic jam with my good hand with a hand brace on. Serves up a facial on Mr. Francis and Henny too. Everybody getting it. A crowd. Oh, windmill jam too as well. Thunderous jam over Henny in the foul. Lights on with the good hand. Henny. With the offhand, Mr. Friend, you can't guard me like a Saiyan. This is like Shannon Roy and Bruce Roy. The Green Hornet, indeed. Smoke it. Over Henny with my fingers broke. So much for that. To in the foul. Mr. Francis, you can't guard me. Indeed. Over the worst matchup. Heightless. I got it because Mr. Francis don't want to get out of the restricted area. Double NBA fat to your homeboy too, and you too as well, Mr. Francis. Indeed. Over Henny too as well. You don't want to get out of the restricted area. Over the worst 7'6" guy. Serving up a facial on that matchup too. To Mr. Francis. Into Henny too. My shoulder. So much for breaking my shoulder. To Henny as well. You can't double me. Like a demon. Readmission of a nostalgic. Hammers at home over Mr. Francis. Not fair. NBA fathead. To Henny and Mr. Francis. Indeed. So what I just did to Mr. Song, and that's just continue to rant and roast people when it comes to the Michael Jordans too. And I wear 2 numbers too at that. Hater edition. NBA 2K24 Baller edition on Microsoft. But that game is too big too, almost 180 gigabytes. But anyway. But yeah, guys. That says it all why Kobe Bryant was the undisputed GOAT of all time, you know? That's right there to Mr. Son and Mr. Francis too. Just roasted both of them in this stream too as well. When you're playing me when it comes to high quest, you better be on your P's and Q's. If not, it's gonna be a crowd all day in basketball. I play to win in football, I do. If it's the creative game, if it's the career game. But as far as the real playing online, that's kind of difficult because you have your creative self on there. Unfortunately, but if it's career mode, I cook everybody. I jump high classes. I play multiple positions in football. I play multiple positions in basketball. Even me jumping high classes too as well. But that was the reason why Kobe Bryant was the undisputed GOAT as well, because like I said, he was NBA's all-time field goal attempted leader. You know, he might have missed some shots here and there, but he's the NBA's all-time field goal attempted leader for good reason. Because even when he was missing them shots, he kept taking them and taking them and taking them until he kept making them and making them and making them. So like I said, Mr. Francis, like I said, Mr. Son, y'all cannot play me in basketball. Y'all don't want to play me. I play to win. I play to win. I do. It's not a fair fight. But I do to Henny in this game. I know you can say the one that asked me in basketball. I said, well, don't wear the shitty shirt either. That crappy shirt. Because my uncle just mentioned that too. Don't wear that shirt in 2K NFL. Honestly, it's going to think you suck in football and basketball wearing that brown shirt, crappy brown shirt. Facts. Always why I didn't get that game for Sony on Microsoft, because the game is too big storage space-wise. It's too big. And the games are starting to inflate, even those free updates for NBA 2K. That's the only reason I didn't get the game this time around. You know, I did get NBA 2K21 a few years back, several years back. But Kobe Bryant was the undisputed GOAT of all time. Whether nobody likes it or not. Like I said, you just saw me roasted Mr. Francis and Henny too as well in this clip. But yeah, I'll start the stream right there, guys. Show you some more content, obviously. Some more content if I can find if I can find any more great dunkers other than Kobe, obviously. But yeah, I'll start the stream right there, guys. I'll make another stream after this. Yeah.